Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you joined us today. So we hope you're enjoying our new format with some of those shorter and longer classes. Remember, we've added some new sections to the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage just to make it a little easier for you to find classes by length or purpose or body area. Be sure and check it out. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Don't forget, it's free and we'd love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. All right, in today's practice, we're going to explore some hip opening poses. You only need your chair. Let's get started. So we're going to start by grounding our feet to the earth. So think about you've got 4 pressure points in those feet, behind the big toe, behind the little toe, and those 2 points of the heel. So think about having all 4 of those points equally weighted on the floor. Next, we're going to ground our sits bones. So if you feel like you're kind of leaning one way or the other, or if you don't feel like you're sitting up tall on those pointy bones, make some adjustments. You might have to pull that belly in, right? Get up high on those sits bones. Let's go ahead and close our eyes. Place your hands lightly on the thighs. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. And just breathe. Taking these few moments to connect to your heart center. Letting go of everything outside of the room. Feel your natural inhalation and exhalation. Now begin to elongate that breath. So inhale a little more deeply. Exhale a little more completely. Let's move into that diaphragmatic breath, that belly breath or yoga breath. As you inhale, the belly extends. We're filling the lungs from the bottom up. As you exhale, you're going to actively pull the belly button to the spine and push the air up and out of the lungs. Do that a few times. Go ahead and breathe normally. We're going to do that one more time. See if you can make that exhalation as long as possible before you inhale again. Go ahead at your own pace. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. Focus in on what you want to accomplish. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs. Open your eyes. Let's drop our right ear to our right shoulder. Oh my goodness, yeah. And drop your chin towards your chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Drop your chin to your chest. All right, let's go ahead and look up and let's move those shoulders. Just squeeze those shoulder blades up towards the ears. Squeeze them behind your back and down they go. Let's do that again. Up they go. It should feel really good. And let's reverse it. And one more. Oh yeah. All right. Just leave your hands placed lightly on your thighs. I just simply want you to look over that right shoulder gently. All right, let's go ahead and look forward again and look over the other shoulder. So again, this isn't how far can I crank my neck. This is just I'm gently looking. Okay, let's do that again. And then maybe, just gently, you look a little further over that shoulder. And let's go ahead and look center and do the other side. You got it. And look center. Beautiful. Okay, place your hands on your thighs lightly. Elbows are wide, okay? Palms are facing down. We're going to do a cat pose. We're going to pull our belly button to spine, round our shoulders, tuck the chin, and look down at your lap or even maybe up towards your belly button if you can. One more breath here. Now we're going to lift our heart up. Let's grab the back of our chair. Lift your heart. So squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. So I'm kind of looking where the ceiling and the wall meet. And just breathe normally. Okay, let's do that again. Round it down, belly button to spine, tuck the chin. And let's lift up into that cow pose. Let's add the breath. How about it? Inhale here. Can you do that yoga breath? Use your belly. Exhale, down we go into your cat pose. Inhale, lift it up into cow. Exhale, round it down into cat. Inhale, lift it up into cow. This is our last one. Exhale, round it down into cat. Feeling that stretch. We're warming up that spine. One more breath here and release. How's that feel? All right. So we're going to do a mountain pose. We're going to start with our hands down. And I'm stretching my fingers, okay? So if you have arthritis in your hands, don't do this. It's okay, right? Just be here. But if you don't have arthritis and you want to stretch those fingers, those hands, go ahead and stretch, all right? But lift your heart. I just realized I was kind of sinking down. Pull that belly button in, right? Lift that heart up. Okay, now we're going to come to goalpost arms. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades behind my back. That should feel really, really good. I've released my fingers. I forgot to mention that. So you don't want to stretch those fingers for too long. You want to relax those fingers now. Okay, we're going to extend our mountain. Up we go. Palms are facing each other. Pull those shoulders down, belly button to spine. All right. Now, with my right hand, I'm just going to grab my left wrist. I'm going to lengthen it up. Try to touch the ceiling, and then lean your mountain. Oh, yeah, that should feel good. Now, the key to a leaning mountain is keeping your opposite hip down. So if I'm leaning this way, I want to make sure this other hip is staying down, grounded to the chair. We're going to come up and we're just going to go straight to the other side. So now in my left hand, I'm going to grab that right wrist and I'm going to lean it. Yeah. Should feel really, really good. One more breath here and release it. Let's give those shoulders just one more little roll. Lovely. Okay, we're going to move into a seated pigeon pose. So the important thing in this first pigeon is I want you to keep this leg right where it is. Don't move it in, okay? So I want you to leave your leg out. Now you're going to take this ankle and you're just going to cross it over. So if you notice what's happened is I've created a bit of a bend here. Now this is the hip that you're going to feel stretch. So for me personally, I'm too far back in my chair to feel it. So I'm going to make just a little adjustment here and I'm going to scoot forward in my chair. Again, I've got this leg out. I'm going to take this ankle and I'm going to cross it up. Now I feel that hip. It's just a position, right? So if I'm too far back, I just don't feel it as much. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to place my hands on my thighs. I'm going to extend my spine long. I'm going to pull my belly in, gently lean forward very, very slightly. This is not how far can I get my heart down towards my thighs. This is just a gentle, very, very gentle pigeon pose. One more breath here. Let's go ahead and lengthen through that spine, and we're going to do that one more time on this side. Extend, belly tight. Gently let that heart fall forward. We're warming things up. We're being very, very gentle. One more breath here. And we're going to lift that heart up and place that foot down. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. So again, remember, keep this leg out. Don't bring it in. Keep it out. Opposite ankle is going to cross over. So I've got a pretty good bend to this knee. I'm going to extend my spine long. My hands are right here on my thigh. And I'm going to let that heart fall forward. I don't know about you, but I feel this side more than the other. It's super common to feel one side more than the other. All right, let's go ahead and lift up, and we're going to do that one more time. So don't forget, extend the spine first. Belly is tight. Let that heart fall forward. Gently, 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 right? One more breath here. Let's go ahead and lift it up. Take both of those feet on the floor, and let's grab a sip of water. We're going to move into a seated eagle pose. We're going to come forward in our chair, and I'm going to leave this leg right where it is, and we're going to take our ankle and we're going to cross it over. Lift your heart up, pull the belly in, and you're going to cross your wrists, one in front of the other. Now technically, if this is the knee that's bent, you want the opposite wrist in front. Technically, that's what we should do. We're going to extend our spine long. We're going to pull our belly button to our spine and just take a gentle lean forward. Not a big lean, just a gentle lean forward. One more breath here. And we're going to come up and release. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. So this is version 1. It's a great version. I'm just showing you, right? You know me, we'll add on. But this is our beginning version of our seated eagle pose. So let's go ahead and cross at those wrists. Extend the spine long, pull that belly button to spine, and you're just going to let your heart fall forward. Take a deep breath in, and then on an exhale, we're just going to come back up and release, okay? So great version for eagle. If you want a little bit more, instead of crossing at the ankle, I'm going to take my leg and I'm going to cross over, okay? Same thing with the hands for right now. Again, I'm going to take this wrist and it's going to be in front of the other wrist. I'm going to extend my spine long, belly button to spine, and I'm going to let my heart fall forward. Do you feel a little bit more in those hips? I do. Just one more breath here. And we're going to come up, release it, and let's go to the other side. So now I'm just going to cross one leg over. I'm going to extend my spine long. I'm going to cross wrist to wrist and let my heart fall forward. Keeping the back flat. Feeling the stretch in this hip. You're going to feel the stretch of the hip, the leg that's on top. One more breath. Up we go. Bring the hands down and uncross the legs. Okay, the final version of this seated eagle. You've got options for the legs, you've got options for the wrist. If you're with me, what we're going to do is we're going to take our leg and we're going to cross it over. Now we're going to add our eagle arms. So instead of it just being a cross wrist to wrist, what we're going to do is we're going to bring those arms, the forearms are parallel. Now, because this is the leg that's on top for me, the opposite hand is the one that's going to come underneath. Now, I've got either backs of the hand to back of the hand, or I can do palm to palm, okay? But If in order to get here, your wrists are all bent or whatever, then I'd rather you be here or here, okay? So you pick which version of eagle arms you want. Lift your arms up and away from your face. Are we ready? Extend the spine long, pull the belly button to the spine and let your heart fall forward. And here you are in a full seated eagle pose. Oh, baby. You feel it? One more breath. Up we go. And unravel the arms and unravel the legs. Let's do the other side. Remember, you can do wrist to wrist if you'd rather do that. If you're with me, this is the hand that's going to go underneath. Backs of the palms are together or the palms are together. Either is fine. Lift, forearms away from the face. Extend through the spine, pull the belly button in, and let your heart fall forward. And breathe. Don't hold your breath. Just one more breath here. Are we ready? Here we go. Up we go. Release the arms and release the legs. All right. Very, very good. Next, we're going to do a seated pigeon pose series. We're going to start crossing ankle to ankle. All right, so remember, if you keep this leg right where it is, you want that ankle to cross over, extend the spine long, let the heart fall, keeping the back flat. This is a great version of pigeon pose. You're going to go ahead and lift your heart up and release. The next version of pigeon pose, and you can pick whichever one you want to do, is going to be ankle to knee. I'm going to lengthen through my spine. I'm going to pull my belly in, keep my back flat, let my heart fall forward. And this is a great, excellent version of pigeon pose. Just hold it and breathe. One more breath here, and we're going to come back up to seated. Okay? If you want to come with me, we're going to add on. I'm going to move to the side of my chair and back. Okay, so I'm back and I'm at the side. Now, this leg is going to bend and I'm going to bring it up to where my shin is sort of parallel to the front edge of the mat. So or the front edge of the chair. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you see kind of where this leg is. Okay? Now, this leg is going to press back behind me. Hold your chair, it's fine, hang on to that chair, heart is lifted. Okay, so you probably are feeling this leg quite a bit right now. We're about to change that, and you're about to feel this hip. Okay, now all you're going to do is, again, keep the back flat, let that heart fall forward. And what you can do is either just hang on here and let that heart fall, which is great, or you can begin to walk yourself down the chair. Hello. Maybe you even put your hands on the floor and let your heart fall even further. So we're in a seated pigeon pose, super similar to what one would do on the mat. So similar. Are you feeling it? You should really be feeling this hip and glute of this leg over here. We're just going to hold it for 2 more breaths. One more breath here. All right, you're going to walk yourself back up the chair, right? Come back up, lift that heart. Bring this leg around and release. Okay. Did that feel okay? I know, it's intense. I get it. I know it is. It's just a nice version of pigeon if if the ankle to ankle or ankle to knee version is not quite enough for you to feel it, the stretch, that just gives you another option. That's all. Okay, let's do the other side. Are we ready? First of all, we're going to remember you've got the ankle to ankle version. Extend and hinge. It's a great version. It works well. You get that stretch. That's all it's about, right? what is available to your body to stretch. The next version is that ankle to knee, where we lengthen and we hinge. It's a great version. Super. I feel this one a lot. Okay? Lift up. Now, if you want to do the final version with me, we're going to come to the edge of our chair and all the way back. So you want to really be pressing back. I'm going to bend this leg first and get situated on my chair so that I'm stable. I feel stable. This leg is going to come back behind. Now, you might be feeling pretty good stretch right here on the front side of that leg. Relax this glute, okay? Extend the spine long. Now, maybe you just hold on to the chair and you just let your heart fall a little bit forward. I've got to make a little adjustment. There we go. And maybe it just comes a little bit forward. You bend your elbows, right? And let that heart fall forward. This is great. If this works for you, hang out right here. If you want a little bit more, just kind of walk yourself down your chair. You feel it? Maybe your hands come to the mat. Now, one thing I will tell you, and I forgot to mention this on the other side, if you feel that you're kind of twisting to compensate, then I would rather you stay seated with your ankle over ankle. So if you're feeling like you're having to turn your body this way to compensate for this hip trying to stretch, then I would rather you stay seated and do the ankle to knee version, because otherwise you're kind of defeating the purpose, right? So you want to keep everything square. This back leg is back. This front knee stays in alignment with the front side of the chair. We've just got one more breath here. Ready? We're all going to come up nice and slow. Grab your chair. Lift your heart up. And release. What do you think about that version of pigeon? It's a challenging one, isn't it? Okay, let's grab a sip of water. Let's come to standing on the right side of our chair. We're going to move into a standing eagle pose. We're going to start holding on to our chair, and then we'll see if we can let go and for a little bit of a balance challenge. But don't worry about that right now. Just, you've got your chair right here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cross our ankle to our ankle. Bend that supporting knee. So the knee of the supporting leg, I want you to bend it and shoot your hips back, okay? So the minute you begin to bend that knee, that is going to create a little bit of a stretch into this hip of the knee that's bent and crossed over. Now, if you're feeling stable and you want to give it a try, you're going to pull your belly button into your spine. You're going to let go of the chair, and you're going to cross wrist to wrist. So kind of find that spot that's not moving in front of you. Pull your belly button in. One more breath here. We're going to lift it up, and we're going to release it. Okay? Let's do that on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to cross ankle to ankle, pull my belly in, shoot my hips back, bend the knee of the supporting leg, come up to cross wrists if that works for you, if you want to. You don't have to do that, right? You can hang on to that chair, that's fine. Just one more breath here, come up and release. All right. That's version 1. It's a great version. If you're with me, what we're going to do next is, instead of crossing that ankle to ankle, we're going to bring the knee up. Okay? Now, pull that belly in. So this is going to be a little bit of a balance challenge. I'm going to let that heel slide down that leg. Right? So there's our eagle legs. Now the key here is I don't want your hips angled out, right? So you want to keep those hips straight. We're going to let go of the chair, and we're going to come into those just crisscross wrists first. Just take one more breath here. release, and take a moment. Okay, we're going to stay on this side of the chair, and we're going to do that one final add-on before we go to the other side. Well, the one final add-on for this pose, and then we're moving into a warrior three as well. I'll show you. Bring that knee up, slide that heel down. Now, remember, you can do the criss at wrist, the cross at wrist if you want to. If you want a little bit more, what we're going to do, remember, belly button to spine, lift your pelvic floor muscles, bring those arms up parallel to one another. Then this is the hand that's going to come underneath, and you're going to put backs of the hands together or palms together, lift up and forearms away from the face. Super duper challenge. One more breath. Go ahead and unravel your arms, unravel your legs, and put that foot down. Let's do the other side. So I'm giving you options, right? You can cross ankle to ankle if you like that better. You can cross wrist. You don't have to do the eagle arms. You don't have to do the eagle legs. I'm giving you lots of options. Pick and choose what works for you. All right, here we go. This leg is going to come up at tabletop. My heel is going to slide down that leg. There's my eagle legs. Remember, we don't want those hips coming in. We want the hips to be staying forward. Let go of the chair if that works for you. Belly button to spine. Find that spot that's not moving in front of you. Focus on that, and then you can cross wrist to wrist if that works for you. If you want to, bring those arms parallel to one another. Forearms are parallel. You're going to take this hand and bring it underneath, right? Forearms together. Palms facing one another or backs of palms together. Either is fine. But lift your arms up and forearms away from the face. Pull that belly button to the spine. One more breath. Unravel your arms, unravel your legs, and put that foot down. Okay, come back to the other side of your chair. Final thing. What we're going to do is we're going to add a warrior three. So when you're in your eagle, you're going to have your eagle arms, right? Whatever, eagle arms. Then we're going to unravel our legs, and we're going to push that foot behind us, and we're going to do a warrior three with eagle arms. So you can push your foot behind you. You can have your toes down, right? So we'll be in our eagle arms, and you can have those toes down if you want to, or you can lift that leg up and try to work a little bit into your balance. So either is fine. Or leave it out, right? Just do eagle. It's all good. Okay, I'm putting my weight into the leg next to the chair. Bring that knee up. Go ahead and get those eagle legs. Let go of the chair. Forearms are facing one another, parallel to one another. Arm comes underneath. Create those eagle arms. All right, are we ready? Here we go. Unravel your legs. Push that foot behind you. Warrior three with eagle arms. It is a super challenging pose. Shoulders are down, belly is tight. One more breath here. Unravel those arms. Bring that knee up. Squeeze into the chest. Put that foot down mindfully. Let's come to the other side. Anytime we do a balanced pose, we want to come out of it on purpose, with focus, mindfully, right? Okay, other side. This is it, the last one for this series, and then we're moving on. Okay, I don't know about you, but this gets me a little winded. It's a lot of focus, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take this heel, we're going to slide it down, and here's our eagle legs. So I don't try to bring that leg back behind, because inevitably what happens is my hips end up turning that way, right? And you really want those knees, the hips to stay forward. So I just let that leg slide down, and it hangs out there. And it's fine. Bend that supporting knee. Okay, are we ready? You can do wrist to wrist if you want to. If you were with me, we're going to do those eagle arms. Okay, unravel your legs, push that foot back behind you. Warrior three with eagle arms. So challenging. Belly is tight. Keep those hips square. The hip of the leg that's in the air is going to want to hike up. I don't want you to let it. Belly is tight. That is what's going to keep that from happening. One more breath here. Unravel your arms. Bring that knee up into your chest and put that foot down mindfully. So good, you guys. Yay. All right. So we're going to move into a warrior one and then move into a pyramid pose from that, okay? So I want you to come to the top of your chair. Your legs, your feet are in alignment with the front of your chair. I know you're like, wait a minute, but my chair is back here. You'll see why here in just a second. Okay, so the leg that's next to the chair, you're going to take a step back with that foot. Now your chair's right in the right position, isn't it? Okay, so that back foot is at that 45-degree angle. So it's had a little bit of an angle. Hips are forward. Bend your front knee. Bring your hands to your heart. Okay, here we are in a beautiful warrior one pose. Pull that belly in. Try to lengthen through the spine. Tailbone is long, right? Okay, take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to bring those hands up to the ceiling. Let's move to goalpost arms and squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Let's take those hands back up to the ceiling. Now, bring your hands to heart. Straighten your front leg. And let your heart fall forward into a standing pyramid pose. One more breath here. Okay, go ahead and lift your heart up. Okay, now everybody, what I want you to do is take your thumb and I want you to put it right here in the crease of that hip and the leg. And I want you to think about pulling that hip back. Pull that hip back. Keep that thumb there. Bring one hand to heart. Extend through the spine. Belly is tight. Let your heart fall forward. Think about pulling that hip back. Pull that hip back. Pull that hip back. You feel the difference, right? Now you can let go. It's not that you're physically pulling your hip back, but you're thinking about it, and not physically pulling it back with that thumb, but it's making you keep that hip back. Just one more breath here. We're going to go ahead and lift it up. We're going to do that one final time. If you want, hands extend. Now, anytime you have this long lever, it's going to put more pressure on your back. So remember, if this doesn't feel good to you, keep your hands at heart. Inhale here, exhale, forward, over we go. Over we go. Maybe your hands come down towards the floor. Keep the back flat though, don't round those shoulders. Just one more breath here. Press back up. Bring your hands to your heart and release. Okay? All right, we got to do the other side now. So we're going to come up where our feet are in alignment with the front legs of your chair. The leg that's next to the chair, you're going to step back. Now you've got that chair right where you want it, right? So you can hold on to that. That back foot is at that 45-degree angle. Hips are forward. Bend your front knee. You can make any adjustments, right? Sometimes I want to heel toe my front foot out because my hips don't come around. So I just do that, right? I'll move that foot out just a little bit, give those hips a little bit of extra grace so that they can move around because I do want my hips facing forward. It's all good. Okay, now if you feel like you want to, you can let go of the chair and you can bring your hands to your heart. If you want to hang on to the chair, it's fine. Bring one hand to heart. It's okay. Think about pulling your belly in and we stand down that back leg. So you want your weight to be in the center and it feels like, honestly, it feels like you're leaning back almost, like you're standing down that back leg. That generally is going to get you right in alignment. Can you bend the front knee anymore? Beautiful warrior one. All right, let's add the arms. Extend those hands to the ceiling. Shoulders are down. Okay, goalpost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. Come back to hands up to the ceiling and bring your hands to heart. Okay, we're going to move now into our pyramid pose. I'm going to straighten that front leg. Keep your hands at heart. Let your heart just fall forward, keeping that front leg straight without, you want to keep a micro bend to that knee. You don't want to lock out that knee. Keep the back flat. You should be feeling this hip, right? All right, let's come up. Now everybody just take your thumb, place it right here in the crease where the hip and the leg meet. Pull it back. Just consciously pull it back. Now here we go. Let's go back into that pyramid pose. You can hold the chair if you want to, right? It's okay. Pull that hip back. Pull that hip back. You feel it? I do. All right, let's come up. Bring your hands to your heart. The final version, if you don't want to do it, keep your hands at heart. If you're with me, my hands are going to extend up to the ceiling. And now I'm going to lengthen them out towards the wall in front of me. Keeping my back flat, they're going to come down towards the floor. Just one more breath here. Come back up. Bend the knee and have a seat. Whew, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. You'll be facing your chair, and you're going to take the leg that's next to the back of the chair and put that foot slightly under the chair so that when you bend your knee will touch. The opposite leg, you're going to step back and have that foot at that 45-degree angle, hips face forward. Bend that front knee. Now you want your hips to be facing the chair. So if your hips are facing a little bit at a diagonal, one thing you can do is just heel toe your front foot out just a little bit to give those hips a little bit of ability to move in, okay? Does that make sense? All right, now everybody pull your belly button into your spine and lengthen through your tailbone. Keep this stable center of the body throughout the entire movement. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, we're going to extend those hands up to the ceiling for a warrior one pose. Can you bend your front knee anymore? Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, you're going to take your right hand and you're going to windmill it around. You'll be facing me into your warrior two. Think about where your ribs are. So if your ribs are kind of angled forward, I want you to really pull those ribs back so they're in alignment. You want your head and your neck and your spine to be in alignment. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in your arms. Flip this front palm up to the ceiling, and you're going to reverse your warrior up and back. Let's come back to our warrior two. We're going to straighten our front leg and move into triangle pose. So we're going to separate the upper body from the lower body. Only the upper body moves. The lower body stays right where it is. And I want you to try to take your arms over your chair. Over your chair. And over your chair till you just can't move the upper body anymore. Then you're going to take this hand and place it down in the chair. Okay, so a couple of things I want you to think about right now is what's happening with your glutes. If you're squeezing those hips tight, I want you to try to relax them And I want you to try to get those hips stacked, okay? This hip is always going to want to come around, but I want you to try to pull it up, stacking one hip on top of the other. The arm is just a natural extension through those shoulders. So you've got these shoulders are in alignment, your hips are in alignment, this arm is just extending out. Glutes are relaxed. Are you feeling the stretch? Pretty good stretch through here, right? Hips are open. One more breath here. All right, we're going to bend this front knee. Feel you're touching your chair. Now press up into that warrior two. Look over those front fingertips, these, the left ones. Flip that palm up. Reverse your warrior again. Come back to your warrior two. And release. Beautiful. How did that feel? Ooh, wide. Little hip opening going. Yeah? Let's do the other side. I feel it. I don't know about you, but I certainly feel it. Okay. Then we're going to face our chair, right? Take this leg, the leg next to the back of the chair, and you want to put your foot under so that when you bend your knee, you touch, okay? All right, now I'm going to take this other leg and I'm going to step back, turn that foot to that 45-degree angle, turn my hips to face the seat of my chair, and bend that front knee. Okay? Pull that belly in, extend through that spine, nice long spine. Bring your hands to your heart. You can hold the chair if you'd rather, it's okay. Otherwise, bring your hands to your heart. So think about pulling your weight center, standing down that back leg. So I don't want my weight forward. I really want my weight to be, if you feel like you're leaning back, you probably have that right in alignment. All right, let's add those arms up to the ceiling. If you want to do the breath, do the breath. I'm not going to cue it, but you know the breath if you want to do it. Are we ready? Let's move to that warrior two. Yeah, I moved my foot a little bit, this one. It's okay, right? All right. Make sure your ribs are right in the center of the body. Let's look over those front fingertips, over your chair. Flip that palm up and reverse your warrior. So I'm lengthening through, feeling that sideways stretching. Come back to your warrior two. All right. Moving into triangle. We're going to straighten that front leg. Remember, upper body and lower body are two totally separate entities now. I'm going to bring that ribs and shoulders towards my chair, towards my chair, towards my chair. They just simply won't go any more. Then just simply put your hand down and move into your triangle pose. So remember about the glutes. So if you've got a death grip on either of the glutes, try to relax it. Get those hips stacked. Shoulders are open. Arm is just an extension of that shoulder. So we don't want this arm to be back, right? We want it just to be whatever is a natural extension of your shoulders. That's where I want that arm to be. Oh yeah, are you feeling it? Do you feel that inner thigh? I feel the inner thigh stretching pretty tremendously. Hips are open, they're not collapsed in on each other. Oh, baby, one more breath here. Are we ready? We're going to bend that front knee, press through into that warrior two. Flip that palm up and back. Reverse that warrior up. Oh yeah, that feels good. Back to that warrior two. And release. All right, take a moment. Whew. Everything good? Okay, let's come back to the right side of our chair. And we're going to move into a series. It's a quadruped series, but we're going to do more than just a quadruped, okay? So I know we've done that one before in classes, but this is a little bit of an add-on to that. So I've taken just one step back from my chair so that whenever I hinge forward, my hands come straight into the seat of my chair and my weight comes forward, all right? So remember, if you prefer to be up on your fists to take the pressure off of those wrists, that's fine. It works great. But what I do want is for you to have your weight forward, not back, but forward. Belly is tight, okay? So first of all, I'm going to take this hand, I'm going to extend it out, my other foot is back, and I'm stretching, okay? So it really doesn't matter which. For me personally, it's the hand that's not next to the back of the chair and the leg that is back. But you want it to be opposite. So left for me is, left hand and right foot. Extend and stretch. All right, one more breath here. Go ahead and put that hand back down and put that foot down. Roll up and just take a moment. Okay, does everything feel okay? So the other thing to think about when you're in your quadruped, I want you to think about pulling up through your ribs. So if you really want to take the pressure off of those hands, and if you pull up and use your core, using your belly, you've got very little weight on those hands, okay? So that's another thing to think about. We're going to add on now. Here we go. We're going to hinge forward. Put your hands down, fists if you want. Weight is forward. Pull through that belly. Lift through the ribs. Don't put all your weight on the ribs. Now, leave your hands down. Take that same foot. Extend it back behind you. You're going to bring your knee and you're going to touch the same elbow of the same side of the leg. Okay, so for me, I've got my right knee touching my right elbow. Press it back. Knee to the center between the hands. Press it back. Knee crosses the body to the opposite elbow. Press it back. Knee between the hands. Listen, you're going to take that leg, you're going to cross it back behind you. Put those toes down and kind of lean back. Turn and look at that back foot. So there's a stretch happening in that front hip. You got a hamstring stretch for that back leg. Sideways to stretching. One more breath here. Come back center. Bring that leg to the floor, foot to the floor, and roll it up nice and slow. How'd that feel? All right, let's do the other side. So again, I'm going to step away from my chair, hinging forward, put my hands on the chair, bring your weight forward. Pull up through those ribs. Pull that belly button to spine so that you don't have a lot of weight and a lot of pressure on your wrists. Okay. Right hand out, left foot back. Or whichever one you didn't do on the other side. Does not matter. Either is fine. So I'm looking down at my chair. I don't want any wrinkles in the neck. So we're lengthening through. We're stretching, trying to touch the wall in front with your hands and the wall behind with your flexed foot. One more breath here. Put your hand down, put your foot down, and roll up and take a moment. Okay, feeling all right? Okay, here we go. We're going to add that last piece on. We're going to hinge forward, put our hands in the chair, bring that heart forward, pull up through that belly. All right, same leg, whichever leg you were using, you want to do the same leg. Here we go. Press it back. Okay, knee to elbow, press it back. Flex that foot and press. Knee to elbow, press it back. Knee crosses to that opposite elbow, press it back. Knee between your hands. I think I said elbow before and I meant between the hands. All right, take that leg. We're going to cross it back behind and shoot those hips back. Do you kind of see what I'm doing there? Now I'm turning and I'm looking at that back leg. So I'm getting a good stretch through this leg and this hip. Letting that heart fall a little more if you need more. Just one more breath. Bring everything up. Put the foot on the floor. Roll it up nice and slow. And let's have a seat. Grab a sip of water. We're going to come to the forward towards the edge of our chair. Heel toe your feet, so heel toe your feet nice and wide. Okay? Whatever works for you, right? Whatever that means for you is fine. I'm going to have my hands resting on my thighs, and I'm going to let my heart fall forward, keeping my back flat. Now maybe you walk your hands down your legs. Maybe your hands come to the floor. It doesn't matter. This is your version of seated forward fold. Can you let your head fall? Just one more breath here. All right. We're going to walk our hands back up our legs. Okay, good job. Heel toe your feet closer together, but not totally, okay? Now we're going to move into garland pose, malasana pose. I'm going to let my heart fall forward, and I'm going to put the inside of this arm on the inside of that leg, the inside of this arm on the inside of that leg. I'm going to heel toe my feet a little bit further apart. I got them too close. My palms are together, and I'm pressing. So I'm pressing in with my legs, and I'm pressing out with my arms. Activating the inner thighs, you should feel that. One more breath here, all right? Release it. Leave your legs right where they are. Come up. Now, I just want you to let your knees fall together for an internal rotation of those knees. Of the hips. You feel it? Just one more breath here. Okay. Simply take your knees and open them wide. Walk your hands, keep the back flat. Let that heart fall forward. Walk your hands down your legs if you wish. Maybe your hands are on the floor. Tuck your chin, let the head fall. One more breath here. We're going to roll up slowly. Okay, we're going to move back into that garland pose. If you need to heel toe your feet together a little, that's fine. Let your heart come down. Bring one arm in. Other arm is on the inside of that leg. Palms are together. I'm pressing in with my legs, and I'm pressing away with my arms. Just one more breath here. And release it. Keep the feet where they are. Let the knees fall in for an internal rotation. I know, right? Does that feel good? I like this one. One more breath. All right. Go ahead and bring those feet back together. So we're going to move into a seated frog. I'm going to scoot back in my chair. And I'm going to bring my legs and open them wide so that the seat of my chair is in front. Now, I'm going to do this two ways. The first way is we're going to leave our feet right where they are, so the knees are in alignment with the toes. We're going to pull the belly in, hang on to the chair, and let that heart fall forward. Okay? So this is a great version of seated frog. Excellent. If this is how you want to do your seated frog, come back up, and that is fine. If you want a little more for those hips, and believe me, I know this is a lot, so this could be great. All you're going to do is take your heels and turn them more out. Now, no, they're not necessarily going to go out, but just more of an external rotation. So in the heels, instead of them being in, you see what I'm doing there? I'm turning them out. Same thing. Let that heart fall forward. Keep the back flat. You might feel it a little more. Now maybe your hands come to the floor. Maybe they don't. It's okay, right? Your choice. If your hands are on the floor, try to tuck your chin. Look under your chair. Wow. One more breath here. Slowly come back up. Bring those heels in and release. Does that feel okay? I know that was pretty intense. Seated frog. All right, we're going to move into a seated crescent lunge. So we're going to work on the front side of that hip now. We're going to take this knee and open it wide. Let that opposite knee fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back behind you and lift your heart. Right? So this is getting more of the hip flexor, which is also really good to stretch. Let's release that knee. And I know we do this pretty much every class because it's so important, I think, to keep those hip flexors flexing. One more breath here. Let's release it. Extend that leg out in front of you. Same leg, pyramid pose. So lengthen through the spine. Let that heart fall forward. Keep your hands on your thighs if you wish. Let's go ahead and roll up. Do that one more time. Extend through the spine, belly tight. Let that heart fall forward. And up we go. Seated pigeon. We got this. Remember, if you want to do ankle to ankle, great. If you want to do ankle to knee, let's do it. Extend the spine long. Let that heart fall forward. Keeping the back flat. One more breath here. Go ahead and lift your heart up. Now, put your elbow right on in the front of that knee. Put your chin on those fingers. Press gently for a little different feeling. Pigeon pose. Go ahead and come up. Final version for our pigeon pose. We're going to extend our hands up to the ceiling. We're going to try to touch the wall in front of us. And then we're going to let those hands fall towards the floor. And we're going to let the head hang and fall and just hang out here. One more breath and roll it up. Put that leg down. Other side. Let's take this knee and open it nice and wide. Other knee falls towards the floor. Push the foot behind you. Lift your heart up into your crescent lunge. Let's release that knee and do that again. Trying to relax this glute, right? Heart is lifted. One more breath here. All right, let's face forward. This leg is going to extend in front of you for pyramid pose. Hands are going to be on your thighs. Lift. Let that heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. And roll it up. Do that again. Extend first. Keep the belly tight. Keep the back flat. Let that heart fall forward. And up we go. All right, pigeon pose. Remember, if you like ankle to ankle, that's fine. With me, ankle to knee, I'm going to lengthen through my spine and let my heart fall forward. My hands are on my thighs for support. Just hold, don't hold your breath. Just your natural breath is fine here. Let's do that again. If you want to inhale here and exhale as you lengthen, you might get a little more stretch. Oh, I was going to put my elbow here, wasn't I? There, let's do it that way. If you like it. If you don't like it, don't do it. It's okay. One more breath. All right. Final version. Hands to the ceiling. Try to touch the wall in front of you. And then just let those hands fall towards the floor. Tucking your chin, letting your head just hang. One more breath here. All right, let's go ahead and sit back in our chair. Place your hands on your thighs. Shoulders are down. Palms facing up. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Something you can love. There is something you can love about right now. Do you see it? Can you feel it? Somewhere within this moment is unique beauty. Somehow within this situation is positive potential. Encourage yourself to resonate with the goodness that already exists. Challenge yourself to envision and create the value that can be. Go beyond the obvious and look with eyes enlightened by love. Discover how very much there is to love, to care for, to build upon right here and right now. Colors, sounds, feelings, motions, and ideas swirl through your awareness. Connect them all together and give them a positive, useful direction with love. This is the moment you have. This is the moment you are living. To find the very best in it, give your very best to it, with love leading the way. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Place it lightly on your head. Extend the opposite hand out towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Place them lightly on the back of your head. Elbows fall towards the floor. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Lay it lightly on your head. Extend the other hand out towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Click on that subscribe button and leave me a message, and I will see you next time.